Hi, beautiful souls. Welcome to your reading. This reading is timeless and it is for all signs, so it will find you when you are ready. And with that, let's begin. What messages want to come through for the collective? What messages want to come through? All right, feeling good, feeling excited, feeling hopeful. I feel like there is somebody who is visiting. This person could be male or female, but I think I'm feeling like they are male. A friend, a brother. They have this really good, happy energy that just makes you feel really wonderful and really protected and really safe, and just they're really fun and really gentle and very funny, and they just brighten every experience. And yeah. What other messages want to come through? I feel like there's something new on the horizon. Maybe you are about to complete something. Maybe you are going to graduate, and that is coming up for you. Maybe you're completing some kind of course. So it's the completion of something which feels exciting, not only because it's a completion, but because it means that there's something new on the horizon. Even if you haven't decided what that is yet, or even if you haven't even thought about, there's going to be something next now. Just there's a feeling of that, and it feels really relaxing, and like you finally can take some time to enjoy yourself. Like if you go to a coffee shop, you don't have to grab your coffee and run out of there. You can go there and you can sit there for a while and you can just really enjoy the moment. The world feels like it's your oyster. There's so much potential. And you don't really want to make a decision yet on what's next. You kind of want to just enjoy the now. Maybe some of you do know what's next already. So if you're graduating, for example, maybe you know you're going to have a job and you already know what that is. But either way, you don't really want to be thinking about any of that stuff right now. All right, let's look at the cards. Okay, yeah. So I definitely feel like somebody is coming to visit, and I definitely see that there's a lot of happiness and that there's a lot of joy and just feeling like really fulfilled right now in yourself and just happy with life for the most part. You know, it doesn't mean everything's perfect, but it means that right now in this moment, things are feeling really good, and that's what you're focused on most. It does feel like there are options out there for you that you could pursue, but you know, it's not something that you really want to pick right now, nor is it something that you need to pick right now. It feels like you're finally earning what you put out there. So that completion, like you're finally hitting what you've been aiming for or going for. You've been putting in a lot of work, a lot of energy towards something, and it's felt wonderful. You've been doing something that feels good for your soul, like you've been very much in alignment with what it is that you want for yourself. So for example, maybe you've been taking an online course and that's what you're going to graduate with. Maybe it's been in art, and so it's felt like really fulfilling because that's you doing something for yourself. You doing something that you're really aligned with, something that's really exciting, something that you've just really enjoyed working towards. So whatever you've been doing, you've been feeling really fulfilled, and that is good. Maybe the journey wasn't always easy. Maybe there were times when it was actually really a struggle, and maybe the actual journey, like let's say we're going to take the example of an art course, maybe that actually wasn't that difficult, but maybe it required that you delve into some deeper emotions for yourself. Or maybe there were things outside of that, like maybe in your personal life, maybe there was a loss of somebody in your family or some kind of disconnection that was really challenging. And this thing that you've been doing, this example art school that you've been doing, has really kept you going and kept you moving forward. And yeah, with the Fool, you're definitely entering into a new journey soon. Just trying to look at a couple of these cards that I'm not sure what they're trying to share. Maybe what you've been doing, you were told at one point in time that you wouldn't be successful doing it, so it's not something that you really enjoyed sharing with other people in the past. Like you would share with some people, maybe in your closest circle, but you wouldn't share it with everybody else because you didn't really want to hear their opinions on the subject. And now it's done, and you feel really good and proud of yourself, and you feel incredibly aligned with what your purpose is here to do, like today. And I also see you collaborating with other individuals. So whatever your next thing is, it may involve working with others. I also feel like there might be something related to nonprofit or something that's a little bit more community oriented that I think you're going to be a part of if you're not already. And it does feel like the sky is a limit for you, or there is no limit, and that you can make whatever dreams you want to make happen. That is definitely true. Just know that it is still going to require work. There are still some skills that you're going to have to learn and work on that might not always feel aligned in the moment, but if you are guided to them, then they are aligned regardless of how they feel in the moment. For example, if we continue with the art example, you might be like, yeah, I'm going to be this artist now. I'm going to make something of myself in that space, in whatever way that is, whether it's galleries or whether it's on YouTube or whatever it is. And yes, you can do that. It's totally possible for you. You absolutely could do it. But just know that the journey is not going to be so simple. Just know that there's going to be skills that maybe you have not learned that you will need to learn. You'll need to learn how to market yourself. You'll need to learn how to speak well of yourself. You'll need to learn how to tell your story. You'll need to learn different technology. You'll need to learn a little bit more of a grind. Maybe you've been able to focus more on inspiration, or maybe all the work that you've done so far has felt really good and didn't feel like a grind. But if you're going to make something of yourself, sometimes there is a grind and there are dues to be paid. Not big dues, but there are things that have to go in for there to be something that comes back out. So even though in the moment it might not feel exciting to churn out like videos, for example, on what your art endeavor is, if it's something that you're getting guided to do, even if it doesn't always feel that fun, if it's something that you're guided to do, then it is for you. So just whatever it is that you're guided to do, utilize your strengths within it. So in this example of art, if you are guided to sell, like in a gallery, then turn your story into an art form. Like how can I make the story that I have to tell people, how can I make it exciting for me? How can I make it fun for me? If you need to put yourself out there, how can I find a fun way to put myself out there? Maybe I can create some really beautiful flyers that grab people's attentions. Maybe I can design a completely new business card. It'll be a different shape. So even if it's in a stack of somebody else's business cards, mine stands out because it's in the shape of a star. So it doesn't fit neatly and it always stands out. And, it's got gold something on it, and it's got, different things on it. Or maybe, I'm going to get regular white business cards printed out, but then I'm going to paint on each one of them. And maybe it'll be the same thing on each, or maybe it'll be the same style on each, but something a little bit different. So everybody gets a slightly different card from me. Or maybe I'll put them all in a big, thing, all neatly aligned, and I'll draw something. And so they're all a piece of the puzzle. So I'm handing out a piece of the puzzle of my painting to everybody, and I can take a picture, and then, so I have it, so I know what it looks like, and then each person gets a different piece. And then, that could be a cool thing at your networking events or your galleries where people are like, oh, like, do our pieces match up? So, there could be something that you could do that's really fun that allows you to utilize what makes you feel alive in something that maybe you're guided to do but feels a little bit more like a grind. Maybe your videos you can make artistic in itself, so yeah. All right. That is the reading for today, so I'm going to leave it here, and I will catch you in the next one.